Hello everybody, I'm hippienolic too, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Babe from Smashing with Bros, to discuss Hyrule Warriors Legends for the 3DS and Zelda Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U. Why don't you say hi?
Yo, what's up, my little Zeldites?
Okay, so Babe here, he's played a lot of the Zelda games in the franchise, almost
Every single last one.
Okay, and has also probably spent the most time on
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess. Yeah, so first we'll just talk about Hyrule Warriors Legends. So, if you haven't seen any footage from this game, it's for the 3DS, and it's sort of like a toned-down version of, the Wii U version. And what do you have to say about it?
Well, I do like Ganondorf's new hair. Honestly, before it looked like a perm, looked like a queen, but now he has more like a princess hair. My one question is, how much shampoo does he use, and does he use conditioner?
Well, that is a good point, but of course, with the game, you can always change out their costumes. Like, there are multiple looks for all the characters, so if you really wanted that great looking hair, I guess you could go with that. And what do you have to say about the Wind Waker characters that they're bringing into the game? Now, they have like a new story mode that goes along with that, and so far, you can only get the characters in the Wii U version if you purchase the 3DS version, which is $35–40.
Well, I always say DLC, to be honest. I mean, they're just testing our patience. If they're trying to find out whether people pay for it or not. If they pay for it, then they're going to continue doing it. But I do love the inclusion of all the characters. I personally love the Wind Waker series. It's a very well-done series. I wish that they'd bring in Snotboy from one of the islands. There's this little kid. He'd have this giant bubble for his nose. It was hilarious. Very well done.
I agree. He is one of my favorite characters. A good callback to that series. You see the graphics, how they're and they're a little bit grainy, and just the it's a bit laggy on the regular 3DS compared to the new 3DS. What do you have to say about Nintendo, like, really pushing the new 3DS over the old one?
Well, I think it's better DS, but I don't think it's worth going out and buying. I think they should have done this originally. They have a habit of not always updating their graphics as well as the Xbox or PlayStations do.
Yes, I agree with that. So, what do you think the character prices for the Wind Waker would be if they were to sell them separately, just on the Wii U?
Well, I mean, I think for Smash Bros, they're around $2 to $3, or
No,
$2 to
they're
$5 each.
usually $5. The stages are a couple dollars
So probably $5 then.
per character.
How many characters are there?
There are 5, I think, but with the Hyrule Warriors games, they usually do bundles of characters and DLC packs that you could purchase. So,
Okay, so,
well, what do you think would be a reasonable price?
well, I mean, reasonable be free. You bought the game originally. I mean, and they just updated to make more people continue to play it. They don't, like, the updates can make people play it for longer and therefore spend more time in the game. But I think it's ridiculous they have to buy it. But I'd say probably for 5 characters, you should be able to buy them for $15.
That seems fair, I would say. And what do you have to say about the new addition of the Linkle character, who we've only really seen images of in the art book of the original Hyrule Warriors game?
Well, I really like the addition of more strong female characters in these games. But I really feel like she's very unoriginal. She looks a lot like Link, and I think they just took a picture offline of some fan fiction of Link turned into a female. I also think the name's also very unoriginal. They'd be making a male version of Zelda and calling him Zeldude. That'd be a Zeldon't, if you know what I mean.
Oh, good point, good point. Well, I feel like we've talked enough about Hyrule Warrior Legends for the 3DS, which comes out March 25th, by the way. Let's go over to Zelda Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U, which comes out March 4th. What do you have to say about this game?
Well, I feel like I've been using this word a lot lately, but just unoriginal. I mean, this is the 3rd platform they've released it for. They released it for the Wii and the GameCube in 2006 concurrently. But I always played the GameCube one I don't like what they've done, honestly. I don't think they've added anything new at all. They brightened it up, like, just so everything you can see a lot better, but in some places you shouldn't be able to see. Like, there's castle scenes when you're in a dungeon and it's brighter. It's nicer for gameplay, but it's less realistic. They should also probably rename the game Zelda in the Midday Princess to the Twilight Princess because it's a lot brighter.
Good point. Now this game is gonna be $50, which is like the original price for like the Wii, which is $10 cheaper than a Wii U game. But if for $60 you can bundle with an amiibo. Now you talked earlier about not liking DLC. What do you have to say about this?
Well, I don't mind amiibos as much because you're physically getting something and they're not a necessity for the game. But amiibos don't seem to have that many powers, and I feel like they should have more. You're gonna be paying $10 for it.
Yeah, there isn't. People have been critical about amiibos not having enough use and value in the actual games besides Smash Bros. You can of course use your other amiibos such as Toon Link and Zelda and all your Zelda amiibos in this game to get things like extra money and more arrows. And then Ganondorf also has the ability to, if you scan that in, to double the amount of damage you take. What do you have to say about that, making the game harder?
I really enjoy when they make games harder because once you get to around 20 hearts, yeah, I mean, nothing really kills you. I mean, you can just hand it to your friend who's never played before, and it's really hard for them to die too, because you can just go cut down some grass and find some hearts. So adding double the damage that you'll take would be a lot more fun.
And also, I mean, they've also made some minor changes, like they've made the bottomless wallet bigger, or whatever. Now 9,999 rupees from the small 1,000 that you could carry before, and you could like get the magic armor, which makes so you don't really take damage, and it just uses rupees. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I mean, the magic armor was fun when you first bought it, but you realize it's almost completely useless unless you're really bad at the game and dodging and stuff. Is there any DLC for this one? Because I think it'd be pretty ironic if they just had a bigger wallet, then you had to shell out more money for the game too.
No, not that we know of so far. Now, we've talked about these two games. Now, for like over a year now, they've been talking about Zelda for Wii U. And we know the game is coming, but we don't really know the final form yet, and we don't know when it's coming at all. And, I mean, this year, hopefully. But what do you have to... What would you hope for this game?
I'd like to see a new story arc, because as most people know with Zelda ones, like, they continually just reinvent the backstory. There's no real flow to most. Some of them connect, but there's no flow for most of them. I would also just like to see maybe playing as like Zelda more, for her point of view from her game, but that could be a lot of fun.
Sort of like a Tetra Chic sort of style, like where you have to become them.
Yeah, and you get to play them as more like from like the Twilight Princess style play more than the Hyrule Warriors plus sort of play.
Yeah. That's about all, really. I just like to thank you for being on today's episode. And before you go, what do you have to say? Are you just about the new Smash characters that are coming?
I haven't looked much into them, but I enjoy the old characters personally. I was always a Fox fan myself until they completely nerfed him. But you know, so I'm hoping. I really want to see how they do. Cloud was a good addition, I think, and a lot of people really enjoy using it from what I've seen online. So I'm anxious. Excited.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be hoping to play some Smash Bros with you. New Smash with Bros episode probably coming up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, hippienolic, for having me on too. I really enjoyed this.
Okay. Yeah. I just like to thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. And you can follow me on Twitter at hippienolic2. And as always, have a good day.
Peace.